Yes, we are live. Jai Mohanji, welcome everyone. Please do have your cameras on because this is a very nice casual talk about our experiences with Mohanji. So do have your cameras on. Welcome all those who just joined us.
Rekha can't see you online. Like on Mohanji and I can't see
Can you see me online now? Yeah, I think you
you.
will
Yes.
be able to see me. We are online. Okay. So first, let's just. Well, hi, Lawrence. Good to see you also. Sadananji, everyone's on. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Okay, so let's just align ourselves a little. Spine erect, just bringing ourselves to the space. Keep your spine erect, close your eyes, and just observe your breathing. And bring your attention to the heart center, connecting with our beloved Guru Mohanji. Offering our gratitude for bringing us all together here to speak about our journey so far and onwards. You can very gently open your eyes when you're ready. So, yes, welcome. And basically, some of you have joined, I think, today for the first time. So, the idea behind this, by the testimonials team, and we have two strong people who are supporting us here, Pooja and Bharati, both of them. So, what the idea behind this is to share and speak about various experiences we have had with Mohanji. And each time the plan is to invite someone to read their blog. And then from there, we take it forward and we can all share our little experiences. Nothing is small or big. So we will all share and enjoy, in this collective consciousness. So that is the idea. And so this is our second session. We just started it last week. And today, what we are planning to do is we've got a lovely, lovely person from the Bangalore ashram with us, Mimansa. She will be reading her blog, which is so touching. Mimansa, I have not forgotten this blog at all. It was such a beautiful blog. And she's got a lot many more experiences she's going to share with us. So right now, over to you, Mimansa, for your reading. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the introduction. Uh, Good evening. Actually, this is my very first vlog that I wrote, and I wrote it on Mohanji's birthday. And from what I can remember, it does tell the story of what all things happened that led me to get connected to Mohanji and meet him. And it's been, I think, 5 years since this vlog, or definitely 5 years since this incident. So I won't waste a lot of time because I know for sure that in between there would be many things that would come up and I would like to share. So I'll just start just now. Actually, I never gave the title for this blog. So the title was selected by the testimonial team itself. I had just purely written the blog. I'll go ahead. On Mohanji's birthday, I want to dedicate this testimonial in gratitude for whatever he has done for me and all the transformation he has graced my life with. I've gone through these experiences multiple times, but never sat down to pen them. I met Mohanji physically at the end of 2021. However, my journey started in 2020. At the beginning of 2020, I had been through a very turbulent time. Much of it was because of my own wrong choices and decisions, putting my faith in people who did not have my best intentions. At this point, from what I remember, I was towards the end of my first year in college. So this was a transition between my first year to second year, and it was I think it was quite interesting because I was an introvert most of my life. Not that I was anxious or anything with people, but I was more on the introvert side. And somehow I was in a group of friends who are extremely extroverts. So I'm really trying hard to, come out of my shell and connect and everything. But I realized that somewhere in between, I really lost myself because I think I was doing so much to fit in that I started being a way which wasn't myself. And that's how I also realized later that most of the people, you know, how you're just in college and you just want to make friends and gel and everything, and it seems all butterflies and nice, but over time you really realize that some people just don't connect with you and some do, and things like that. And something like this happened with me, but I think I had gone a bit way too far with. Um, Trying to get people to like me and connect, that over time I was very lost. I was really lost. I think I had almost barely any connection to myself, to a point where I started not having trust on myself. Like, like if you would ask me about, if anyone could just tell me and come to me and tell me that you did this because of that, and I would probably believe them because I wasn't even sure of this new identity that I was forming. So I'll go ahead. I made choices that I never thought I would make. Looking back, I could have handled things better, but it didn't happen that way. However, my idea of self crumbled, who I thought I was and what I thought I would do. My self image was destroyed, leading to an absolute lack of self confidence and trust, and no idea on what to do. And I think it was really not an external situation. I deeply cared about what people thought of me. But I think that self-image that really destroyed was internal because I also didn't know who I was. And so there was no anchoring, no defensiveness, no internal support system for myself. Everything spiraled down even further. I had no idea how to get myself out of the internal state and the external mess created. This went on for a while and got way worse. There was guilt, anxiety, self pity, self blame, and a lot of pain. The pain I had caused to others and the pain that was caused to me. I had no acceptance of what was happening, and I would spend all my energy replaying everything in my mind for a better outcome. And I remember this was around the time that COVID happened, and it was such a blessing that COVID happened because I could go back home and just be with myself, and not literally what was happening to me was that if I am in a group of like five people, anything anyone says, I start believing that, and then I'm like this ball who's just juggling between many people. So I was so happy that COVID happened and I could go back home. Um, I was always connected to Sai Baba. It deepened more upon how much I needed him. However, the connection was always there with him like a friend. Throughout this time, I would pray to him to help me anyway. This went on for a while, going from darkness to some light and back to darkness. I was aware of some terms related to spirituality, like karma, the law of attraction, all those kind of things. Around this time, the lockdown happened, and even though it brought loss to many, for me, it was like fresh air. I could go back home, away from everything and everyone, and make some changes to the state I was in. I understood that things, situations, and people were being removed from my life to help me. But still, I deeply drowned in all the emotions of the lower frequency. I was dragging myself through days, relying on guided meditations to sleep at night. My family could sense that something was not right with me, but I was too reserved to share anything. The thought of affecting them added more to the pain and guilt. And for quite some time, I think since I wasn't entered my teenage, I had been a more reserved kind of kid. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that if I share something which my parents don't like, I'll get scolded. So I like really started keeping things to myself. And like I think they had a lot of rules about, how what to do, what not to do, how to be and not be. And I think to them I followed everything, but I think I unfollowed everything. It's just that they never got to know about it. So I used to keep everything to myself for since a very, very long time, and I was quite used to it. But I think because I was I remember it was quite bad because at one point I couldn't sleep, and I even lost appetite, even for the things which I used to eat. I really don't know how to explain that state. But nothing really, none of the fancies that I used to like were appealing to me anymore. And I'll go further. My acceptance was too low, and soon I hit rock bottom. Everything piled up and led to self-hatred. I hated everything about myself, and when my parents would take care of me, I felt unhappy with that too. All I knew was that I needed help, and I couldn't continue like this. The idea that I might have to experience more pain in life, just like everyone, it scared me deeply. I could not accept things getting added to the weight that I already had, and the idea that I might have lifetimes more to live was too dreadful. I started looking at ways not to accumulate karma, burn karma, get rid out of those. And I remember I used to search on Google and I used to read these Quora, if you know, it's like Reddit, it's a platform. And I used to keep reading articles and articles about it. Throughout this time, I would share everything with Baba. He made his presence stronger and would send help in all ways. But I would still fall back after some time. I started watching YouTube videos about Baba, and I stumbled upon one channel which was dedicated to people sharing their experiences about him. On that, actually, the first video I just saw was of Jyoti Bahl. She had done a video for the channel, and I saw the thumbnail and I think the title was quite striking. And that was my very first video that I saw on that channel. And then later, I saw that Mohanji had done, I think, 5 or 6 really huge length interviews on it. Maybe, I think, 30 minutes to 40 minutes, something like that. There were some short ones too. And I know from now, I know after speaking to many people that many people got connected to him during that time through those videos. And actually, sadly, somehow later, I don't know what happened, but those videos were taken down. So I think it was really meant for those set of people to connect through that. And then when the purpose was done, probably they were removed. And I think it was like a COVID batch, a new set of people who had come to him through those videos. On that channel, I saw videos of Mohanji speaking about Baba. At this point, I was not looking for a guru, nor did I think I needed a guru. I simply liked Mohanji's videos. He spoke simple words with clarity. I watched more videos of him, and one of his videos really touched me and brought about change. And I used to just like him. I always thought of him this nice, simple guy who loves Baba and who has like some simple understanding of spirituality. He doesn't use his fancy things, and you could just see that he's genuine. But that's how I perceived Mohanji. I never even thought that he's a master. Because I think in the videos also he's just wearing a kurta, but even in the way he spoke, it was so plain and simple. I never thought that, he's in the like in his personality or anything, he's trying to extrude like that he has mastery or something which you don't have. He spoke about how no matter what, one should never entertain negative emotions like guilt, hate, and anxiety. Until this point, I believed that one is not truly apologetic if one doesn't feel guilty and take responsibility for everything happening around them. And I remember when I watched that video, I was so surprised. Like it was as if this my whole belief system, someone comes and he speaks of something otherwise. And even though it's like they are really shattering my belief, but because my belief was that I should hold on to that guilt, in a way, I was so relieved. It was actually like I had not I couldn't breathe for months, and now like somehow I can breathe again. It was such a I think that video was really like all the weight I had put on myself. He removed one big block of it, and then I could just see that everything started getting lighter and started getting removed one by one. Um, Once I started accepting his teachings and chose to give up on such emotions, I felt like I could finally breathe. Suddenly, I had hope, and slowly with time, the weight of everything became lighter. Sometime later, someone recommended the book Autobiography of a Yogi. Although that person had not read it, that book changed my life. The possibility a human can have in one lifetime, and the possibility of a technique to get done with everything was too fascinating. There is a part in the book where Kriya is referred to as a rocket technique to liberation that really stuck with me. And I understood that this was what I needed. After that, I read books about many masters and their relationship with their disciples. And all the books emanated much love. The books really helped me to make me stable, but I was not content with them. I wanted someone to come and guide me in their physical presence. And I remember I used to be hooked with reading. Like literally, I would just eat, do like little bit of work that my mom wants me to do or anything. And during that time, there were no studies because I studied design. So you don't read or study books. You have to like practically do the things. We have assignments like that. So I remember and that also came a bit later. There was just a bit of period of time where the colleges also didn't know how long COVID would extend. So there was just like pure break. And I used to be hooked. I remember morning I would read, evening I would read, night when everyone is asleep, I'm reading and I fall asleep while reading. I'm just reading all the time. And I read about so many masters, like really. On and from all sort of paths, from bhakti, from jnana, from kriya. I was just reading full time, and actually it really helped me because the energy of those books it was higher. Now that not that I understood that, but I understood that in a way, sort of, I was addicted to them because I was really using them to, like an anchor to keep me above the surface. So if I wasn't reading, I would spiral in my own thoughts and everything like that. Um, Uh, I'll continue. I wanted someone to come and guide me in their physical presence. I prayed intently to Baba to send a guru my way. To make myself eligible, I tried chanting, yoga, and a few different things. All I wanted was a Kriya Guru, and I firmly believed that I'll get one. I was unsure how long it would take, but I was ready to wait. And I remembered, I think I also took this. There's a course called Eight Spiritual Breaths. Basically, they go in sequence. Actually, it's a very effective. Basically, this is pranayam, but the way they have those breaths, it's quite effective. I remember I had such bad lung issues and sinus all my life, and while I used to practice that sort of breathing. they got so much better. And so my idea was to really like cleanse my nadis and all sort of those things. So that is one thing I had done, but I knew that that lady who was teaching that wasn't my guru. I somehow felt that she wasn't like a true master. Like she hadn't reached that stage. And I was even though I was quite low in terms of my own self-belief, I was very persistent that I want the highest of masters and nothing below that. Um, I was watching Mohanji's videos all this while, but I was unsure if he was a realized master, more so because of how humbly he shared his knowledge and was exceptionally down to earth. My mind had many doubts. How did he get Kriya if he didn't have a guru? How he did not appear like a typical guru and he did not speak like a typical guru. There came the point where I looked everywhere and was bombarded with forms of Kriya applications from different traditions. But I was too low on self confidence to make such a big decision for myself. And I remember this was quite funny because earlier I'm like really looking for a guru and I have no clue. But I just know that, I will find a guru in this life. I maybe I never even thought if it would be this life or not. But I'm like really looking and I'm so sincere. And I had a few demands with Baba. I remember I was thinking that, there was a master who was connected to Babaji and I used to watch his videos, but he was very old, like all gray hair. And I was like, Baba, he could be a good master, but if he's too old, I won't get much time with him. So not him. Because I used to think I'm just in my 20s, what's the point of having a physical master if he leaves the body in like 4 or 5 years? So at least like I should have enough time to make some progress, meet him. Otherwise I even have you. So there's no point that. And I remember I had a few conditions that he has to be a Kriya master. He has to be connected to you. And somehow it has to be in a way that, I can go and meet him. Not like he lives in some country and I have to like earn maybe $1,000 or I don't know how much money to meet him. So I had a few conditions, but I remember for sure. I don't think never in my life I've had such a strong conviction. I knew that like I don't know, like maybe I don't know, the sky can fall down, but I knew that I will keep waiting. And I was 100% sure that no matter what, I will wait even if you have to take like 40, 50 years. But I was quite firm that this is what I want and you better give it to me. And I'll go further. And then what happened was I had started looking for all sort of traditions for Kriya. Most of them somehow were connected to the lineage of Yogananji or his gurus. So because they at one point they had many disciples, and all of them branched into their own lineages. So somehow they were all connected to that. And what happened was I remember within a week or I don't know some short time I started applying and they started calling me, and I'm just wondering that now I can fill the form, but how do I know if this is for me? So again, I was quite budging Baba that, I'm not going to decide this. You have to decide this. You have to make sure that he comes like right in front of me, and then you have to tell you that this is your master, and then I'll believe you. Um, I'll read further. Within a week, no, sorry, I've moved fast. There came the point where I looked everywhere and was bombarded with forms of Kriya applications from different traditions. But I was too low on confidence to make such a big decision by myself. Since Mohanji's Kriya form was the first one that came my way, I filled it out and I sent it with a prayer to Baba that if this is my path and my Guru, let this form get accepted. Within a week, the reply came and the application was selected. It was my absolute faith in Baba with which I accepted, and I understood that it was Baba's guidance. After that, my life was never the same. Everything fell into place. Grace came from all directions, and things started happening in my favor. I think it was very important that even though my whole life I was connected to Baba on and off, and very much when I when I'm in a problem. But I had this much sincere faith that, if he said that this is my path, this is my path. There was no second guessing, there was no questioning, there was no doubts also if Mohanji is a real master or not, nothing like that. And I remember later Aditya Bhaiya, he was probably one of the first people I spoke to within the Mohanji Foundation India. And I think later when we met or something, he told me that at that point in time, I was the youngest applicant who had got selected for Kriya. And I mean, not that it mattered, but he told me much later about this. Um, I came out of all the negative emotions. They left me totally. So much so that now I can't even believe that there was a time I lived like that. It seems like a memory of some past life. My relationship with Mohanji took its sweet little time to develop. Many tests happened too. Some I failed to see, some I passed, but he did not leave me through them. In the past 2 years, I've had miraculous experiences, which I'll share soon. I'll conclude this one with just one more incident. When I was going home during COVID, I remember feeling uncertain and crying about the life that I thought lay ahead of me. Still, when returning to college, I distinctly remember feeling absolutely grateful for the change that has happened in my life, for the love, the grace, the absolute care that I had experienced only because of Baba and Mohanji. The transformation was so apparent that even my mind could not deny it. Mohanji truly gave me a new life. He brought me out of self hate to so much love that it just expressed itself to others around me. There is no way I could see this coming. There is no way my gratitude can do justice to the grace showered upon me. There is no way I deserve all this grace. I end this testimonial with gratitude to Mohanji for everything and to Baba for giving me the greatest gift of a lifetime, the presence of a living master. Mohanji, please always keep me at your feet. I actually have a few additions before this. Um, the one of and later I realized there were so many. I think this testimonial doesn't really cover how I met Mohanji because it is quite important when you know the backstory of it. So I was so firm with Baba that I want this Kriya master, and he has to be a real master, like nothing less than the best of the masters. And so I got connected to Mohanji in on June, I think a bit before that, but June 8th was my Kriya training, to 2020. And we got trained into Kriya, but we hadn't got initiation because of COVID. And when COVID lockdown became lighter, they had their first retreat in Shirdi in 2021. So the first time I met Mohanji was actually in Shirdi, in Baba's presence. And this day, this incident was also so funny. So the initiation was supposed to be on the 17th of December. And so I reached Pune on the 17th of December, 12 o'clock at noon. And the initiation is in the evening. It's around 5 or 4:30. So there is like a good, I mean, from Pune to Shirdi it takes you exactly 5 hours or 4 hours to reach. So and I boarded the bus at 12. So that is supposed to be the day I'm going to get initiated. And I already booked for my return the very next day, noon time. And the next day, basically, this is a part of the retreat. So 17th is the second day of the retreat, and the 13th, 18th is the concluding day, like the weekend. It's a Sunday. So my plan was that I go on Saturday, I get initiated, I come back Sunday afternoon, and I come back because I think I was in college by then. By the time my college had got open the same month in December, so I was there, and thankfully, I mean, till now, my family really doesn't know about my connection with Mohanji. It's been like for good 4 or 5 years. I think I do speak about him, but I am 100% sure they have maybe 10% of the idea of what it is. And I was just 20 at that time. So of course they weren't so welcoming. I didn't even dare to, tell them about Mohanji or any of these things. They'll probably like have gone crazy. And also that I'm a girl, so of course they have concerns about, me going and meeting a man and all this, these group of people they have no clue about. So, I mean, the timing was so perfect that my college opened on the 4th, and on the 17th, they have the initiation. And if it wouldn't have opened, there was really no way that I could go from my home. Like, there was literally no way. I would have definitely missed it. So, 17th is supposed to be the initiation. I am in Pune at 12 noon. I board the bus, and on the way, something happens to the tire. Literally on the highway, out of the blue, something happened. And I remember it, it was so funny because I really wanted to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, Baba, there's no way I'm going to get down the bus and I'll go to the bathroom. These stranger people here, it wasn't even like you have some food station or anything. It was literally plain, nothing like that. There was something with the tire, and Aditya Bhaiya was in touch with me. And he was just asking, when I'm coming, and I kept updating him. But I felt like I could still somehow make it from, if not 5, then 6, then 7. And I reached Shirdi at 10 p.m. in the night. When the tire they repaired it, we reached it at 10. So there is, of course, no way that one could see Mohanji at 10 in the night. It was just too late. Um, and if I am not wrong, I think Rekha ji was my roommate. I
Yeah,
think so,
I
yeah.
I remember that this girl was supposed to come for the Kriya initiation and she lands up, I think, past midnight, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember 10 I reached Shirdi, and but like for me to find the room and everything, and of course I had to take a bath if I had to meet Mohanji and all those things. It was very late. There was like it was late to meet anyone for that matter. And then I was so concerned because the next day I have my train at 12. So I request them that, if I can get like just a one-on-one with him, he could do the initiation. It takes like 5 minutes and I could come back. But the next day they have this fruit tree plantation uh, plant, or I think in Annadan plant somewhere on the outskirts of Shirdi, or maybe in one of those small towns near Shirdi. So he's traveling and he's still not back. And I think and then I think there was just, I mean, just had to decide if I'm going or not. And I think it was a pretty easy decision that I'm not going because I came for this purpose and it took so much of work and I don't know, the stars to align for this day to happen. So I didn't go. And then one interesting thing was that I did not pay for the retreat because I was anyways not going to attend it. And also I was a student, I was in my second year. So there was really no way that I can pay for a retreat and attend it. But because I was already there and I mean, all I had to do was just wait in a room. So I remember I went to the venue because Mohanji's room was in the same hotel. So they tell me that I can go and just, watch the satsang or attend the other programs. So I go there and I'm just trying to not intrude, not take too much of their time or anything. And I'm sitting in a corner. I think I was meditating or something. I don't know. I was attempting.
We had a group Maitri at that time with
Yeah.
Preeti Kapoor, remember?
Yeah, I was
We just went in
attempting.
quietly, sat down, and she was trying to focus on the
Yeah.
group Maitri.
I think I pretty much slept off during that time. I have a feeling that the AC, it was so cold and everything, I would have definitely drowsed. And then what happened was they told me that Mohanji would see me personally at one-on-one, and they just told me that he will come, he will do the initiation, you give him the dakshina, and then you can leave. And so they call us in the evening. I think we're right before the satsang. And my heart is racing. I have never met him. I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to do and everything. And then we had to wait in Madhu Bhaiya's room. So we had to wait in his room, and then we would be called, and we have to go to his room, and he does the initiation. And there's another lady, Anuradha from Singapore. I think she had not applied and she was there, but she had filled the criteria for Kriya initiation. So she was also supposed to get. So it was literally only me and her who was supposed to get. Some issue like this was there with her. That's why she wasn't there the previous day. So, so they call us, and I am so nervous. I'm literally like so nervous. I tell her that you go first. I won't go first. So they call us, and she goes first. And I don't know, he did the initiation, and she had some experience, and she literally fell like that. And now I'm like, I don't even know if I'm scared or excited or what. I'm just looking at what is happening. And I go there, and I do remember this first thing very, very clearly when I saw Mohanji for the first time. He was sitting at this sofa, like a single sofa, and he was ready. And I think they had put some cushion or something for his feet, something like that, or maybe for they had put something for us also too, because you have to sit on the ground. And I do remember this very, very clearly that my first look of Mohanji, his eyes were so bright and they looked bigger than what they appeared in those videos. And his cheeks were like all glowing, and it was literally like he looked so much more how do I say, more lifelike. He was more round. I mean, his eyes were more bigger and round, his cheeks were more round, and they were all shiny. And I think I had a feeling that his eyes were a bit red, but I do remember this very clearly that his eyes, they were so much more alive and brighter and bigger than, what you can see in the videos. And I don't even remember what he said. I think it was a hi or something like that. And so Anuradha ji goes before me, and then she sort of like faints, and then they handle her and they um I don't even know. I don't know. I really cannot remember if he said anything at all. Maybe he asked like, how are you or something like that. And then I kneel down and I could feel. I mean, if I don't want to reveal too much if you're not trained in Kriya, but I could, how he explains what he does in initiation, I could feel from the way he was moving his fingers that he was doing that. And after that, I hand him an envelope for the dakshina and we leave. And I think I bow down also. And I think he was wearing these white socks. I remember that. And he was wearing full white. And then we come back and then we have the satsang. And it was later, really. Why this incident is quite important is because my initiation was supposed to be on the 17th and I was supposed to come back. And I wasn't supposed. And then Aditya Bhaiya told me that, you should wait because on 18th he gives a Shaktipat, which you wouldn't get if you go by the train and you have planned to go. So I was also so excited for this bonus Shaktipat that going to get. But why the story is important? Because the initiation was on the 17th, but later I realized that the 18th, where out of that group, only I was the one who was left out. The 18th was actually Datta Jayanti that year. So I truly understood that Baba, what I had asked from Baba, which was a Kriya master, he had actually delivered it all to me on his own land, right in front of him, and on the day of Datta Jayanti. So, and that's why that day, the date itself, was quite special to me because 18 makes the number 9, which is also from our path. And I'll tell you a very interesting story about this. So I meet Mohanji on the 18th of December 2021. And on the 18th of December 2022, I meet him again, and I met my more other family, like my most closest of people who are in the Mohanji family. I meet all of them the next year on the same date. And the next year to that, which is 23rd, 2023, um, it was during Empowered in Manor. Out of the blue, he calls Arushi and me. And basically, 21, I meet him. 22, I meet Arushi on the same date. And 23, he calls me and Arushi to his room. And he asks us to start MYC in India. And later, when while we were like making our notes, and we were like, "This is the same day we met him." So it was so interesting. I meet him, then I meet Arushi, and then I don't know how he planned it, but basically it was so sweet to me. And I remember this last year, which is 25. He was here in Bangalore on the 18th. So I had given him a gift and I reminded him that it's the 4 year anniversary of meeting you. Yeah, I think I'll leave it to that.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Mimansa. Really beautiful because I remember meeting you then there, when you came to Shirdi, and everything for her was a miracle because she had no ticket, she couldn't have darshan of Baba, nothing was happening, and suddenly out of the blue, one man comes and he whisks her off to get her a sealed ticket so that she could go because all of us had tickets and we were trying to somehow get her in, I had dragged her with me and gone for the darshan. All those things also happened. So very, very memorable and a beautiful, beautiful start to your journey with Mohanji. So thank you, Mimansha. In fact, her testimonial is titled A New Life. So it was a new life for her starting from that time when she met Mohanji in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, right?
2021 was when I met him
When you
physically.
met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
2020, you started connecting with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Initiation after COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And
So
actually,
yeah, so
Shirdi,
we are also COVID batch. I think a lot of
yeah.
us are COVID batch at present.
Yeah.
Become very active volunteers and somehow have stayed connected. And every time you have a question, he answers, and then you go one step ahead. I think
Yeah.
some of us have similar stories.
Mm. And I think Shirdi is also so special. I mean, I had so many experiences. Since then I've gone to Shirdi for almost for all the retreats. There was one retreat where I couldn't go, and it was so cute because I'll tell you what happened. We were three people in the ashram, and we have Amma Achan, and Achan wasn't doing so well with his health, so someone had to, of course, stay and take care. And so I was staying and taking care of him, but I don't know, somewhere inside I really wanted to go to Shirdi. And I think I couldn't believe that Baba didn't call me. I was literally like fighting with him that I think of you all the time and you wouldn't call me and things like that. And I remember Mohanji was here right before the Shirdi trip. So Shirley was somewhere around 22nd of December, and he was there till 16th, and he was leaving. And he never does that. He really never does that. He calls someone else also to his room for a one-on-one. And then he calls me and he's literally sitting on his chair and he's like, I am leaving tomorrow. Is there anything that you want to say? And he has come and he has gone plenty of times. Never he has asked me this. And I really couldn't think of anything. I'm like, no. And he's like, okay. And I later realized that probably he was hinting that, if I really want to go or if it's in my heart and I'm going to be sad about it, I should just let him know that I want to go. But I didn't tell him, and I do remember this very well that they had come from Shirdi. It was so cute that they had come from Shirdi, and somehow Ateya gave because I think at that point I was doing the aarati or something. So Ateya gave me these bags of things that they got from Shirdi. So she's handing over me the udi packets and this cloth that Baba wears and that is given to Mohanji. So she gave it to me to label it and keep it properly. And I literally had this feeling. So I am so sad and like slightly upset with Baba that he did not call me because I firmly believe that you can only go to Shirdi if Baba calls you. So I'm so sure that he did not call me, and I'm slightly upset with him. And I I could see that it was so funny. It was like as if Mohanji is trying to reconcile us. And so she's giving me all of those things and I'm packing them. But I literally had this feeling that, I'm upset with Baba. So Baba is sending me gifts. So I would like forgive him and like just speak to him again. It was so funny. I was because I was actually getting access to touch all the gifts and everything which was coming from Shirdi. And then I remember it was somewhere around New Year's. Um, uh, I had another beautiful experience, and then I wrote like a small thank you note to Mohanji. Then and I just gave it to him for that experience. I think it also requires its own testimony. So I gave it to him, and then he calls me, and then he just gives me a hug. But during that hug, I could literally feel that he was breathing very deeply. So it was like he was breathing, and then he was taking my sadness, and he was like breathing in. He was breathing out, taking my sadness and breathing in. And I could instantly feel after, right after that hug, that all the sadness I had about, Baba not calling me because probably he doesn't love me or anything. He had literally like taken it all into his heart. And it was also very, very, very cute. And I had many, many experiences in Shirdi. It was in Shirdi only while I was with Mohanji that he had, he asked me, he actually told me that I can come to Bangalore. So Shirdi, Baba, and me, we have like many, many great experiences.
So there, that means more to come from Mimansa in the days ahead. And more testimonials are also coming from her, which is promised at the beginning of the program today. So I'm sure all of you, many of you can relate to what is happening. So is there anybody else who would like to speak about this? Something similar, you can make it a little short and brief and we can speak about it. It does so many things. When she spoke about the hug, I remembered the hug that hug was so different from the other many hugs I get from Mohanji. So it's like one special thing which my memory went back to that. So like that, would anyone like to speak? Anybody, you can just,
So I think
yes, Padmani.
Jai Mohanji, everyone. I would like to share about the hug because first time I met Mohanji, it was in Dubai, and I had just gotten to know him through Facebook Messenger. I didn't know his stature, his status, nothing I knew. I was just thinking, a very knowledgeable man. That is all I thought. And then we go for this satsang, and he was doing a satsang in Sharjah, which I couldn't attend because I'd just come back from India. And there was a Q&A. And I remember negotiating like Mimamsa, really, one day can't you do a Q&A session which is open to everybody? This is all in the head. So, and it happened. Suddenly it happened, and I was informed, and I ran for the session. I did all the silliest things possible during the session there because it was my first time meeting Mohanji there. And he was sitting in a dais, and it was me and my friend from Dubai to Sharjah is about 40 minutes. And if there is traffic in those days, it takes more than 1.5 hours to reach. So we were there sitting, and the satsang was good. I could see so much, I could see his aura so bright. I was telling my friend, do you really think there is aura or there's some light behind him? We'll go and check it out during the break. She also is into energy and all. She said, yeah, he also felt it. We should go check it out. So we go sit next to him to talk, and then we go around. We come back and we actually do this. And then it was too, the satsang was very interesting, and we loved Mohanji, and I really connected to him very beautifully then. And then we were thinking like everybody suddenly queued up and he was hugging and talking. Then again, how the mind is, you think we will get a hug? Maybe those people know him very well, yeah. We are just brand new, and look, we are at the back end of the queue. This is all we both are sitting and chatting, gossiping like this to each other. Then I suddenly looked at him. Hey, Mohanji says, so I looked back. He says, I said, us. And then we both go, and he hugs. He hugs me, and I said, this is exactly what I wanted. And he literally whispers into my ear. He said, yes, I heard you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Me and my friend were trembling all the way. We didn't know how to thank him. I think my relationship with Mohanji was sealed that day. I've never felt at home with anybody else. I think for me, when I see him, I feel I'm home. I have seen in many other masters. I've been with Swami Chinmayanandas. I've seen many Swamis in the Chinmaya mission. But this feeling of coming back home, I've never experienced anywhere else. And this hug, I will never ever forget. So this I wanted to share when Mimamsa was sharing.
Yeah,
Thank you,
in
Mimamsa, for
fact,
bringing up such a beautiful memory.
thank you, Padmini. That was a lovely one, hilarious one also. How many of us also try to test our guru, right? So this is one big thing. And yeah, for many of us, each thing there is, it's from Mimansa's, the entire story, there were so many parts you could relate to, right? Including the Kriya initiation or whether you're eligible. And say she was the youngest. I remember she was so small and I'm wondering how she came all alone, from that space from wherever she was coming from. And it's like that. Thank you, Padmini, for sharing that. It was really, really beautiful. Who else would like to share anything connected with what Mimansa was speaking, what Padmini was speaking in general? Please feel free. This is for all of us to share and have share those little moments of joy and even areas when you can get upset also. So those things, it's always for the highest good. So yeah, anybody would like to share?
Yeah, so
Yes, Pankuri.
me first. Pankuri, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so very similar to Mimansa's this thing. During COVID, that was the first time my husband and a lot of people from my family were already following me at that time. But I was very clear. My connection with divine is very strong. I don't need guru input. Very, very clear in my mind. Then COVID happened. During COVID, one of his cousins came and she said, "There's this POP thing happening for 41 days. Let's join. Anyways, we are sitting idle at." Okay, we started. First day I did. Second day I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So she gives me a call saying, no, no, your 41 days will be broken, Bhabhi. Let's do it. So we continue. During that process, I think after 10-15 days, somebody told me you should go for Kriya. So I said, okay, Mohanji, if you're very, as everybody is claiming, if you're this powerful, let Baba let me know that I should go for Kriya and take you as my guru. Very similar to what you know. So I'm sitting alone in that room doing the POP with the group of people on Zoom. I smell uh, the same smell that we have in Shirdi Mandir. The same smell and along with a very strong chandan smell. After meditation, I came out and I'm asking my son and my husband that somebody has used a very good incense. They said, oh, we smell nothing. In next room, they're smelling nothing. Mind. Next day, before sitting, I'm saying, Baba, if it was your indication, please give me a QED. I want the same experience again. I again got the same experience. So, Mimansa, I know what you're saying. And testing Mohanji, it's so stupid, but we keep doing it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pooja. Pankuri? Pankuri, where are you? Yes.
Yes, yes, Didi. I, I actually wanted to share about how you have witnessed when I first met Mohanji. And meeting Mohanji for the first time gives you the feeling when you fall in love for the first time in this in this world, no, that feeling, butterfly feeling, and then you are nervous also, you are happy also, you are sweating. Everything happens when you fall in love for the first time. That feeling you get when you meet Mohanji for the first time. So I was like that, and when you fall in love for the first time, no, you do not understand what to do or not to do. You are just so spontaneous. Same happened with me when I met Mohanji in 24, I guess, yes, 24 for the first time. And he was coming from the Dwarka Mai, and I was carrying kiwi for him.
You also met him in Shirdi, right, Pankuri? You were there with
Yeah,
us
yeah, for
right
the
before.
first time, and I was very sure that I have to meet Mohanji in Shirdi because it connects Mohanji and Baba. All are connected to Baba, so I was very sure that I have to meet in Shirdi. and Mohanji was coming from that side, and it was so spontaneous. I never scripted, and I never thought I'll do like this, I'll do like that. It just came out so random. And I offered, I said, I have a gift for you, Baba. So I gave him kiwi, and then and then I told him, can I hug you? And he was like, yes, yes, sure. He gave me such a long and big hug, and then he, after hugging, it was very big, and I was just, I don't know what happened. My mind froze or I froze. I don't know. I was just thinking anything. I was just all closed just in that moment. And after that, he held my face and said, be happy always. And that day, now I realize, after Mohanji told me, be happy always, after 2024, rarely I have been sad ever. Even Asman bhi toot jaye to, oh, it's okay. I am happy. Very happy about everything. Even if something big happens, oh, it's okay, happens. And I'm rarely sad. Now I started realizing the power of just a small phrase, be happy. It's so, like, this is what we want, to be happy always. And Rekha Didi has witnessed, my cesarean was happy, my bringing up my child was happy. I have never been troubled after that. Even with my husband, I fight, I'm okay. Let's go. Let it be. It's like that.
No, Pankuri, I remember her excitement. She was standing, outside the hotel and jumping. And soon after that, she wanted to have a second baby. Everything happened for her. I'll share some of those testimonials in our group, and you all can read that also. There are some beautiful Maitri testimonials of how she went through her pregnancy. And that was a time when she got the Baba also. She took home a nice big Baba, 2024, isn't it?
For the first time I met, and then I got auction, and that auction Baba smelled like Chandan and rose for the whole 3 months. And then I went home, and my Panditji was doing the puja. I guess he didn't like Panditji much, and that smell was gone.
Back to Mohanji once and let him touch it. All good. This is so lovely. Thank you, Pankuri. Thank you so much. Anybody else would like to share anything? This was really lovely. I really like the spontaneous sharing from everyone. Anyone else would like to speak? No? That's it for today? All of you are smiling so beautifully. Those whose videos are on, I would really love to, listen to all your sharing. All of us, I'm sure, and others watch it on YouTube later on because they are busy right now. So it would be a beautiful thing to watch and share. So if none of you have anything to say, we'll meet again and with more people. Let's meet and let's have more sharing and more laughter and more fun. You know, thinking about Mohanji and all the work and all the happiness and those
Let me
moments
share
which have
my
come to us.
first hug if you have still 1 minute.
Oh yes, yes, Bharati.
Yeah,
Sure, please.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
first time when Monji came to the Netherlands, we were used to Swami Gopal Baba's treatment,
Yeah.
of course. And Swami would always keep distance physically. And you could touch his feet, and otherwise there was no touching. And then we were waiting for this, I don't know, Swami, I don't know who was coming. I was just helping Sita with some preparations because she invited him to the Netherlands. And we were just waiting there, and I was just curious because I said, okay, a master must have a high energy frequency. It must be always good to be in the presence of a master, but I was not looking for another master because Swami Gopal Baba in his energy was, of course, still there, and Sai Baba was my god. And then the Monji came on sneakers and with a hoodie, and an unassuming fellow came from the car. And he came straight up to me, and I was just there. And Sita was there, and Sita's friend was there. And he just came up to us and he gave me a hug. And they said, wow, this guy is hugging. Swami was never hugging. And he held the hug also, just like Vanguris said. He kept up the moment you think, "Oh, okay, now I'm getting uncomfortable, like shy. Not uncomfortable in the hug, but shy to hold on. He hold on a little bit more. And I have a picture of this. I'm really looking completely blissful. And something happened. And then my mind said, no, 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 I'm not going to have any other guru or something. I just check this fellow out, wait what he has to say. And then very shortly I tell, I had. Nobody had a question because it was in a church and it was actually all church people. So everybody was waiting what's happening here. And I had a question. I said, I'm a question type. So I said, when I'm meditating, I sometimes have such a nerve pain that I cannot concentrate. So is it good to relax in the pain, although it's kind of uh, taking me off the concentration, or should you just finish? And then he elaborated everything except the answer to my question. For 45 minutes, he was looking straight at me, and I liked it. But I was waiting for the answer. So my mind said, he doesn't know any answer, so he's telling a lot of things. And my heart said, wow, it's like it's him and me all the time, nobody else was there. That feeling what I have with Sai Baba in the dream, that was there. So my mind was telling stories, but my heart was saying, wow, this is something. And then there is a long story after that. I think it's too long for now, but it became all right next day.
Wow. So
But the
beautiful.
same, yeah, my heart immediately said yes. But my mind needed one more day, the next satsang, but that's a long story. I'll keep it.
Thank you, Bharati.
It was
Thank
a
you
very
so
nice,
much for
nice satsang with all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is really nice. So I think it's very well past the hour. So we'll wind up for today. We'll meet again next Monday. So please come in with your stories and we can all share and have more discussions about Mohanji and some laughter, some fun. Also, our transformational journey, right? Yes, so do come back with your stories till we meet again next week. Thank you, Mimansa. Thank you for all those who shared, and thank you all for your presence here. Jai Mohanji.
Thank you, Reka. Thank you, Mimansa.
Jai
Puja.
Mohanji.
Jai
Jai
Mohanji, thank
Mohanji.
you for this. It was fun to be a part of listening to everybody's experience. It definitely expands the heart and it feels like oneness with Mohanji and with everyone. As Mohanji keeps saying, that one world, one family, wherever we might be, it feels so connected. And I think this connection is one connection with Mohanji. So I'm feeling very expanded right now.
Yes,
So
actually,
thank you
yes.
for bringing this to all of
Yes,
us. Thank
you
you.
know, we can always go on talking about this. So let's meet every week and take this forward. Okay. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that lovely sharing. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Jai Mohanji.
Jai
Jai
Mohanji.
Mohanji. Thank you.
Yeah, Mohan.